This is Laika Maravilla, a registered psychometrician, a trying hard educator, motivational speaker, and author, and it's time for us to share stories, insights, and lessons as we keep trying hard to be better together. In our last episode, we talked about the difference between pwede and pwede na, and I mentioned how false contentment can lead to resentment. After posting that same quote on Facebook, a lot of you asked, how can we differentiate false contentment from true contentment? Yan ang hihimayin natin in this new Trying Hard podcast episode. Alright, so let's talk about false contentment and kung paano ito is-spot. And before we do that, just a quick little reminder, if you haven't followed the podcast yet, go ahead and tap follow wherever you're listening to this podcast para malaman ninyo rin yung susunod na episode ay ready na. You can hit the bell icon if may bell icon dyan. I've heard sa Spotify meron na. So thank you for everyone who show up every Sunday night to join me in this conversation. Today is going to be exciting. Kasi very personal siya sa akin, and I think medyo personal din for a lot of people who responded to that post. I try my best to listen to you and answer your questions, no? And I did try to answer some of the questions post dun sa mismong Facebook picture or photo that I uploaded. Pero I think meron pang room here for discussion. So himayin natin ang maigi kung ano ba yung false contentment versus real contentment. Okay? Now, again, this is partly in response to the people who asked about differentiating contentment from the false one. One of them being Edgar Benavente, who asks, how will you differentiate contentment from the false one? And Weng asks the same question. A bunch of you asked the same question. I responded saying this. I discussed a number of examples in the episode, and one of them was how people say they're okay with giving up a dream for love or practicality. Tapos, usually towards the end of their life, the resentment builds into hate and they end up blaming the people for whom they made that sacrifice. So I think yun yung masakit if hindi tayo aware dun sa contentment natin. Kung hindi natin talaga i-examine within ourselves kung totoong kontento ba ako, or am I just saying this parang to tick a box or para lang i-alleviate yung worries or apprehensions ng people around me. We may find out na false pala yung contentment too late in life when it's time na for us to really parang hang yung ating hats and wala nang masyadong oras to correct yung ating track. And I did say na ang hirap talaga i-differentiate ito kasi we need to dig deep. But after praying about it, thinking about it, meditating on this question talaga na how do I spot false contentment, there's a framework that we're going to talk about in this episode. Okay? Now again, you have to dig deep. Walang ibang makakasagot nito kundi ikaw. I mentioned in the past episode how God places a dream in our hearts. And kaya nga very intimate itong conversation na ito And whether you believe in God or hindi, you really have to look inward pagdating dito. Okay ba ako dito sa choice na to? Does it sit well with me? Is it something that I will not regret in the future if may mga pagkakataon na I feel like tempted ako na mag-regret dito sa decision na to I can talk myself out of it. So there's just one simple question at the end of the day, which is this. Am I really okay with this? Am I really okay with this decision, with this sacrifice? Am I really okay with this situation? Am I really at peace with this decision? So are you okay with this? Now, let me define yung okay Kasi napag-usapan din natin yung pwede and pwede na last time. When I say okay, ibig sabihin nun, you may not be 100% happy, no? Hindi ka sobrang excited or giddy about it, pero hindi ka upset. Okay? Hindi ka upset about it, and you know in your heart that you could have more, you kind of want more maybe, but if nothing happens, if hindi ka na makakabalik sa dream na to, you would still be okay. And I'm saying that because I've made a lot of difficult decisions din in my past. One of them being yung decision ko to parang surrender my childhood dream of being a lawyer. I say that without any resentment kasi na-realize ko talaga how that dream just led me to this place right now. but how yung skills na na-build up ko or yung access that I had doon sa pagpasa ko sa UP Lae at sa lahat ng exams na to paved the way for what I do now. But looking at the end of that path, I don't picture myself being there anymore. I would much rather be your coach than be a lawyer. Ganun lang talaga. Ganun lang talaga. And I'm not 100% happy about it. Kasi again, childhood dream yun eh. Merong something may kulot ng konti sa puso. Pero do I see myself regretting that? Hindi. Nagsusumasama ba loob ko sa Team Laika kung hindi ako magiging attorney forever or hindi ako magiging lawyer forever? Hindi naman din. Okay lang sa akin. Even if I can't go back to school anymore kasi I have other things to do, hindi na. And actually thinking about it now, my focus really is studying more, pero hindi na siguro sa law school. I'm trying to take up enough teaching units so I can take up yung LET, maybe do an MA in EdTech or something like that. Yun yung mas, doon ako mas inclined ngayon. Kasi nga, again, I saw that this is a decision that I am really, truly okay with. So dig deep when it comes to this. Now, doon na tayo sa framework natin, no? I think there are comparisons that we like to make. And that is the reason naman talaga kaya nawawala yung contentment. Kasi if you're only looking at what you have naman talaga and wala kang gauge or hindi mo nakikita yung meron ng iba, wala namang puwang talaga for discontentment. Kasi nakafocus ka nga dun sa kung ano yung meron ka eh. Pero I think yung attitude towards discontentment na para bang mali na agad pag hindi ka kontento sa kung ano meron ka is a very skewed analysis or a very skewed understanding of siguro some of the verses that are in the Bible. You know how the Bible talks about being contented with what you have. The Bible talks about how you shouldn't worry about what you eat or drink because the Lord provides. And a lot of people misconstrue that as this. Okay lang, even if I don't have enough and my family doesn't have enough, bahala na. But if you look closely at these verses, you would see that there's a promise paired with that lesson eh. That God will not let you go hungry kasi God provides what you need. The warnings aren't about discontentment dahil hindi ka pa nakakuha ng sapat sa'yo. The warnings are if you turn greedy, no? Kapag naghangad ka ng higit-higit pa or ng sobra pa. Ang verse is the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not money itself. It's not using money to buy your needs. It's love of money. So ibig sabihin, may mga lines drawn there. And may middle place. Piety, having less than enough. Meron kang tatawiran na middle point which is having just enough bago ka makarating dun sa greed. And that is all we're talking about here. Because, you keep hearing about this again and again then. If it's God's will, it's God's bill. And I've seen that happen in my life and in my family's life as well. So again, hindi to about mali ka if you feel contented with what you have right now. Hindi. It's a personal thing. You have to ask yourself talaga, okay ba talaga ako dito? Now, there are 4 points of comparison na pag-uusapan natin when it comes to measuring contentment. Alright, so let's talk about the framework. Let's try to envision this, and maybe having a pen handy could help you with this as well. Again, there are 3 sections or parts ng timeline that we will be talking about. Isa-isahin muna natin yon before we start talking about the framework, no? Ang idea lang nito is past, present, and future. So, yung past natin is what you had, HAD, what you had. Ang present is what you have, as in kung ano yung meron ka ngayon. And then the future, let's call it what you could have. Okay? What you could have. Now, let's talk about yung positive or yung true contentment. I think when you are measuring what you have versus what you had, that could lead to true contentment. Okay, ulitin ko yun ha. If you're measuring what you have right now versus what you had before, and ang lumabas dyan ay net positive, ibig sabihin nag-improve, may growth, this is way better than I had before, then it breeds true contentment. Now, why do I say that? Parang ako, ganito ha. I'll be very frank with you. There are times when I feel, sabihin natin, a little bit discouraged when you get a bunch of, say, negative comments or hurtful comments sa videos or sa content that I post. Pero when I look back at what I have right now versus what I had before, nakikita ko, okay, my growth, my progress, merong improvement. Nakikita ko na, well, dati pa namang may mga negative comments, dati pa namang may mga people who don't believe in my cause or say na, oh, namimera ka lang, ganyan. Like, this has been happening for so long. But there has been growth. There has been growth kasi siguro sasabihin ko, right now, the team is growing. I have employees. I have volunteers helping me moderate the Facebook group. Like Team Laika 6 years ago versus Team Laika right now. Sobrang laki, exponential na yung growth eh. Hindi lang dun sa number of videos that we produce, but in the impact, the positive impact that we made. So sino ako to be unhappy if I compare what we have right now versus what I had before when I see how far we've come? No? So again, that makes me feel contented. That makes me feel positive or true contentment. Now, another way that we can measure or we can look at things that would breed true contentment is this. When you look at what you could have versus what you have. If nakikita mo na yung comparison na yun ay positive pa rin, ibig sabihin nakikita mo in the future there's potential for growth, and nakikita mo na in the future where you would be would probably, no, kung susundan mo tong track plan na to, would probably better than what you have right now pa rin, it still would lead to true contentment. Kasi bukas yung pinto eh. Kasi nakikita mo na, okay, if I keep at this, for example sa akin, if I keep creating content, creating videos every week, malapit na namin makumpleto yung MELCs for grade school math. No? So, malapit na eh. Meron ng 909 videos up on YouTube right now. Patawid na ng 1,000. That is not an easy feat. And we're getting there. So imagining if I keep doing what I'm doing, nasaan kaya kami after a year, after 5 years? That's exciting for me. Sa akin, net positive din yun. Nakikita ko kasi yung potential for growth. So measuring what I could have versus what I have right now is still a positive growth. Okay? So merong net positive pa rin siya. Okay? Yung score ay pataas. Yung trend ko ay pa-forward, paakyat. Okay? So that breeds, again, true contentment. Now, where does false contentment creep in? If you tend to, number one, measure what you had versus what you have right now. Okay ha? Kanina baliktad eh. What you have versus what you had, that's positive. Now, if you're starting to measure what you had dati versus what you have ngayon, tapos dun positive, di ba? Medyo may pagka-integers tong discussion na to ha. Bear with me. Pero ibig sabihin nakikita mo, I had better things before than meron ako ngayon. Diba? A lot like the image nga of the Israelites grumbling kay Moses eh. Dati kumakain kami ng melons, kumakain kami ng honey. Dito sa desierto wala kaming ganun, wala kaming nakukuhang ganun. Nagsasawa na kami sa mana kasi pare-pareho lang yung lasa. If you're looking at your past, seeing na parang mas maganda yung I had it better dati eh, versus ngayon, and you find yourself doing this again and again, that can be a sign na what you're having right now is false contentment. So you're telling yourself, okay ako dito, pero sa totoo lang hindi kasi lingon ka ng lingon sa likod mo eh. Mas masaya ako dati, mas gusto ko yun. 'Di ba? Yung ex ko hindi ganyan. No? Pato-pato sa langit ha, baka mamaya may mga humugot dyan. Pero kung lagi kang lingon ng lingon sa past, na naku mas okay yung buhay ko noon, 'di ba? Mas okay nung ganito, nung ganyan, then probably, diba, what you're dealing with is false contentment. And the thing is, false contentment is not a life sentence, ha? I'm hoping, recognizing that the contentment I have is false right now, kung na-recognize mo yun, would actually push you to make some changes in your life. Okay, wait lang. So yung contentment ko pala, false contentment. Maybe it's time for me to seek kung ano talaga yung direction ng buhay ko. Ano ba talaga yung purpose ko sa life? Ano ba talaga yung gusto kong gawin? Ano ba talaga yung tamang desisyon? Right? It will force you, hopefully, to move, to parang realign and see kung anong direction ba talaga yung tatahakin.
So yung bumibili ng planner, taon-taon kasi New Year, New You. Oo. Pero hindi niya naman sinusulatan. pala yun. Kasi daw pangit yung sulat niya, sayang yung papel. Tapos minsan, January, okay pa. Sinusulatan niya, ginagamit niya. February, okay pa. Tapos susunod niyang bubuksan, September na. Ganun ka rin ba? Ako rin kasi, kaya nga gumawa ko ng sarili kong planner. Ito ang planner na para sa mga try-hard, kagaya ko. At dahil hindi nakakahiya maging trying hard, mas nakakahiya to not try at all, nilagay na natin sa cover mismo. This planner is undated, kaya pwede mo simulan gamitin kahit kailan. At kung makakalimutan gamitin pwede mong gamitin ulit. Walang masasayang na papel. But I should warn you, this planner is not for everyone. Parang yung podcast natin. Others may look at it and say it's too much or it's too messy. Pero I made these choices para hindi kayo mahiyang gamitin. This is the kind of planner you can use and abuse. Aside from the monthly spread, weekly spread, at yung task list, meron din siyang mga activity sheets that you can use sa inyong journey sa personal development. At kung ready ka na bumili para sa'yo o para panregalo, you can go to bit.ly/tryinghard planner. And for the first 100 orders hanggang November 30, I will also include a dedication kung gusto nyo lang naman. You just let us know dun sa notes kung kaninong pangalan ang isusulat. Now, I always tell you to dream big, work hard, and start now. This planner right here is actually one of my big dreams, so thank you all for making it come true.
Now, the second type of scenario when it comes to false contentment is this. When you're measuring what you could have had versus what you have. Now, I know medyo dito tayo sa tense struggles natin na nakaka-tense kasi yung tenses, no? Pero ano ba yung pinagkaiba nung what you could have had sa what you could have? Ang what you could have kasi, if you think about it, is yung pwede mong makuha in the future. What you could have had is basically, kung nagpatuloy ako sa past, sana ito na ako ngayon. Kung tinapos ko yung law school, sana abogado na ako ngayon. Versus what you have right now. Nasa premise ka agad or nasa simula ka agad ng regret, ng what if, right? Parang ina-assume mo na what you could have had is better than what you have right now. Parang kung nagkatuluyan lang kami nung first kong boyfriend, dapat ganito na, ito na yung buhay ko ngayon. Or kung naging faithful lang ako doon sa aking first girlfriend, for example, di ba? That could have been my life. So yung mga could have been na yan, yung mga what I could have had, pag yun lagi yung tinitingnan natin at hindi na natin measure or hindi na natin nakikita rin what we have right now, that is an indicator for false contentment. Kasi yun talaga yun . And again, you have to be honest with yourself. Ito bang kakontentuhan ko na ito? Kontento ko dahil nakikita ko how things are changing in my life, how God has been bringing me through challenge after challenge? Or sinasabi ko lang na kontento ako kasi wala naman akong choice. Okay na yan, bahala na kasi wala na akong magagawa. Pero nakatingin ka pa rin sa past mo. So again, it's hard . It's hard to figure it out. And ikaw lang yung makakasagot niyan talaga sa sarili mo . Kasi it really has to be a personal question. If I switched careers, if I decided to break up with my boyfriend, di ba? Yung mga ganong desisyon, ikaw makakalam sa sarili mo if you think that decision was the right decision or hindi. Or even if it's the wrong decision, if you fully accept that happened for a reason and that's in the past and tapos na talaga yun, you won't have any trouble when it comes to feeling contented with what you have right now. Diba? So again, to answer the question, how do you know if your contentment is false or not? I think even asking the question kung totoo ba tong contentment na ito could be an indicator na baka hindi. Pero hopefully the framework helps you out. No, just a quick recap. If you're comparing what you have versus what you had and seeing na okay, positive ito, that's good. If you're comparing what you could have in the future, kung magpapatuloy ka ngayon versus what you have and you're seeing positive yon, that's good. Now, there's another reason or another source or another indicator ng pagiging false ng contentment. And it's this. It's something that a lot of people do but they don't usually notice it. When they say, okay lang na ganito ako kasi si ganyan. Yan. Pag yung merong ganong klaseng level ng inis or inggit or insecurity sa iba na you're measuring your contentment or your achievement in comparison with other people's, that I think is a telltale sign agad-agad na false yung contentment. Kasi meron ng resentment doon sa mismong statement na yun na, okay na akong ganito kasi Si ganito nga, ganyan eh. Ba't ka nakatingin sa kanila? Like that is, I think, another thing that we have to revisit at sa ibang pagkakataon na lang. Pero we're just talking about this, no? Self-check. Talaga siya. Heart check siya. Dig deep. Saan galing yung feelings mo ngayon? Diba? Ano yung nararamdaman mo? Are you really okay with this? And again, not being okay with this isn't a bad thing. It's a prompt. It's a little nudge, maybe, panggising ng konti, wake-up call din yan. Na, okay, if I'm not happy with this, if this is false contentment, where do I start? How do I pivot? And I leave that question sa inyo. So again, thank you for listening to me sa isang malalimang usapan na naman ngayon. If you have any requests, let me know. Thank you sa lahat ng people who asked me this question. Kaya na-prompt tayo rin to cover this and ask this question din to ourselves. Thank you for following the podcast, for sharing it with your friends, telling me about your thoughts. Lahat naman share ng Instagram story, watching, listening, yung mga nagpapalunok ng kape sa pakikinig. Maraming salamat. You brighten up my day. And it makes creating this podcast and digging deep then to come up with these discussions worth it. So thank you sa pagsama. As we always say, dito, dream big, work hard, start now, and don't be afraid to be called trying hard. Kaya mo yan.